Clement. To the Nile is John Keats sonnet. John Keats sonnet on John Keats sonnet on River Nile. River Nile of Africa. River Nile on Africa. In this sonnet, S-O-N-N-E-T, in this sonnet, Keats presents natural aspects of the Nile, while rejecting all superstitious, supertitious, mythical, all superstitious values and beliefs attached, attached to the Nile, especially by the Africans and Egyptians. Egyptians, Egyptians. Full stop. To the Nile is written in the Petrarchan Petrarchan, in the Petrarchan sonnet tradition. Full stop. The Italian poet, the Italian Francisco Petrarch, Francisco Petrarch, Petrarch is the father of the sonnet tradition. Next paragraph. A Petrarchan sonnet is divided into two parts. Two parts. The first six lines are called the octave. Octave. Octave, the octave, and the remaining the remaining six lines are called the sestet. 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 Right? Now this is the octave, this yellow part. You better write it down, comment it, or annotate it in your book, poetry book. This is octave, right? And this is sestet. There are two distinctive parts, octave and the sestet. I think it's clear to you. Octave, sestet. Octave. Octave. Nice handwriting, isn't it? Yes. Then sestet. Sestet. Okay. Go and write in the octave. In the octave, a problem is presented. A question, right, or not the problem. A question is presented in the octave. In the octave, a question is presented, and in the sestet, answer is given. Answer is given. Full stop. The octave of to the Nile. The octave of to the Nile has the questions about the Nile supernatural power and origin. The Nile supernatural power and origin. The Nile supernatural power and origin, origin, origin means birth, and in the sestet, that question is answered. That question is answered. Full stop. And also, and also, and also, a Petrarchan sonnet has a special a special a special rhyming pattern in the octave and sestet. In the octave and sestet. In the octave, the rhyming pattern is is A B B A B B A. A B B A B B A. Right? Now read the last words. African, rhymes with span. Span rhymes with began. Began rhymes with deccan. That is A. Crocodile rhymes with while. It rhymes with beguile. It rhymes with toil. That is B. African crocodile, wild span, began, beguile, toil, deccan. Right? A, B, B, A, B, B, A. The special rhyming scheme of a Petrarchan sonnet. Go on writing. In the sestet. In the sestet, the rhyming scheme is, or rhyming pattern, SCHEME. The rhyming scheme is CD, 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 not DVD. CD, CD, CD. Do, waste. Bidu. Do rhymes with bidu. Bidu rhymes with true. Waste rhymes with taste. Taste with haste. Right. Now you know how to identify a Petrarchan sonnet. We already we have already done this sonnet. What is this sonnet? To the evening star. This is not a Petrarchan sonnet because it does not have any of those qualities as in this sonnet. This is just a sonnet because it has only 14 lines. Therefore, it's a sonnet, but it does not have Petrarchan characteristics. Okay. Next paragraph. In the octave, next para, in the octave, Keats questions the nature of river Niles, the nature of river Niles, as interpreted by, interpreted, INTERPRETTED, as interpreted by the Africans. Full stop. The Africans, full stop. The poet is doubtful. The poet is doubtful about the Africans' belief on the Nile. For the Africans, the Nile is A divine and holy river. Divine and holy river. Holy river. And its origin is the heavenly mountains of Africa. Full stop. This divine river, this divine river is the leader of is the leader of the great pyramid and the crocodile and the Nile crocodile. Please quote these lines, first and second line. Son of the all moon mountains African, chief of the pyramid and crocodile. Go on writing. In this opening line, Keats uses, in this opening line, Keats uses the technique of apostrophe. Look at the screen. The technique of apostrophe. Addressing the Nile. Addressing the Nile. Addressing the Nile. According to the Africans, the Nile is the sun. The Nile is the son of the parents' old moon mountains. The parents' old moon mountains. Go on, write in. Personification of the Nile as a son and the moon mountains as parents. Moon mountains creates a divine image of the Nile. Moon, the word moon mountains. The word moon mountains creates an image of heaven, creates an image of heaven, image of heaven. The first line from nature's point of view, from nature's point of view, creates an image of the Nile, creates an image of the Nile, beginning its journey, beginning its journey from the snow-covered high mountains, from the snow-covered high mountains. Full stop. The power of the Nile, the power of the Nile is addressed by personifying it as the leader of the pyramids and the crocodile. The leader of the pyramids and the crocodile. Next paragraph. However, in the third and fourth lines, hates. Hates. Sarcastically. Sarcastically. Sarcastically refers to. Sarcastically refers to. Sarcastically refers to the paradoxical. 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 Paradoxical means mismatching. Mismatching. Paradoxical nature of. Paradoxical nature of the Nile. Paradoxical nature of the Nile. Please quote third and fourth lines. We call thee fruitful, and that very while a desert fills our seeing's inward span. We call thee fruitful, and that very while a desert fills our seeing's inward span. Go on writing. It is generally accepted. It is generally accepted by everyone. It is generally accepted by everyone that the Nile is fruitful and resourceful. Resourceful. A resourceful river. Giving life. Giving life. Giving life to African. Giving life to Africans. Giving life to African. However, the poet questions. The poet questions that questions that if the Nile is fruitful, if the Nile is fruitful, why there is sandy, S-A-N-D-Y, sandy, barren, B-A-R-R-E-N, barren land on both sides of the river. On both sides of the river. Actually, the Nile flows across. The Nile flows, F-L-O-W-S. The Nile flows across a desert. Desert. It is its paradoxical nature. It is its paradoxical nature. Full stop. Keats is doubtful about Keats is doubtful about the Nile's power, and its fruitful nature. Fruitful nature. He 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 mentions that this nurse of the Africans, this nurse of the Africans is cheating and deceiving, the people living between Cairo and Deccan. The people between Cairo and Deccan. He presents this suspicious feeling. He presents this suspicious feeling in a question to the Nile. In a question to the Nile. Please, Scott, art thou so fruitful, or dost thou beguile? Beguile means cheat. Such men to honor thee, who won with toil, rest for a space twixt Cairo and Deccan. Rest for a space twixt Cairo and Deccan. Go on writing. Next paragraph. The sestet has the answer. The sestet has the answer for the question raised. R-A-I-S-E-D, raised. R-A-I-S-E-D, for the question raised in the octave. Octave. The poet mentions that because of Africans, superstitious belief and lack of knowledge and education, they become ignorant and empty persons. Ignorant, I-G-N-O-R-A-N-T. Ignorant and empty person who may be easily cheated and deceived. Who may be easily cheated, C-H-E-A-T-E-D, cheated and deceived, D-E-C-E-I-V-E-D. Who may be easily cheated and deceived. Please quote. Oh, may dark fancies, they surely do. It is ignorance that makes a barren waste. Go on writing. In the remaining lines of the sestet, the poet comes to a general conclusion, C-O-N-C-L-U-S-I-O-N, general conclusion about the Nile, Please quote these lines. Green rushes like our rivers, and dust tastes the pleasant sunrise. Green isles hast thou too, and to the sea as happily dost haste. Go on writing. It comments that between the Nile and other rivers of the world, there are many natural similarities. There are many natural similarities. similarities. Natural similarities. Like all other rivers, like all other rivers, the Nile has water. The Nile has water, green plants, green plants, the, the same sun, the same sun, green islands, green islands, and and a final destination to the sea. And final destination to the sea. Full stop. The poet implies that 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 the Nile is not superior. The Nile is not superior to the other rivers, superior to the other rivers, because it shares the same characteristics with them. Full stop. But the Nile has its own natural beauties that may differ from other rivers, which also have their own natural identities. Full stop. All rivers are naturally exotic. EXOTIC. Exotic means beautiful. Naturally exotic. Okay. Now that is the end of that long comment. You better read it again and again. If you miss anything, you can listen to the video again and fill out your missing parts. Right. That is the end of this comment. Next, we'll discuss techniques, theme and techniques.